Hi, everybody. I see some of you are starting to pile in. Of course, that means you can answer the question, can you hear me? As always, the only question that matters. Hi. I'm all right. How are all of you How are all of you doing? How has Tuesday been treating you so far? I realize it's been a couple of weeks since we did this. Ooh, Podfix. Nice. Oh, not great. Oh, I hear you, Artemis. Oh, hi. So, you slept the entire day? I'm jealous. So, I guess we should start by maybe actually addressing the question for once. What fandoms are you loving? We'll end up straying away from it at some point, but I want to know in case there's anything I'm missing out on. I recently was introduced to a more active fandom than I wasn't aware how active it was basically, but now I've been introduced to it and getting into it. Titans, My Hero Academia, Critical Role, Stray Dogs. Nice. It's very, I like the variety. Like there's a lot of different things going on here. Oh, what fandom? Timeless. Loosely Castlevania. Like you don't want to commit. You're just like, maybe, I don't know yet. Dipping toes in. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Timothy, yeah, I'm pretty deep into Mystery Skulls as well. Actually, Mystery Skulls is on my vote for this month. No one voted for it. I'm so sad. I was like, really? Just me? Okay. I see how it is. Everybody is Vegeta Bulma people. That's all right. That's all right. I'm going to allow this. Venom, yeah. Oh, Timothy was Luther. I can't believe that October is done, to be honest. The fact that it's already November 6th, I'm like, what? Every store I go into is full of Christmas stuff. It's too soon. I feel accosted. I'm not ready. Can they please move it to the back? I don't want to think about that yet. It's really varied. You were all into some very different fandoms. I'm liking it. I'm finishing off my Korosami update for those who are curious. Actually, I was working on it just before I hopped on here. It's nearly done. Also, I'm gathering the fics for this upcoming Fic Rec Friday. I have most of them already. I finally got a notebook to write them in instead of writing them on the backs of scraps of papers. Now I can contain all of the madness in one place. Actually, it's right here. It says classified on it. I like to imagine that someone will find it and be like, ooh, classified. Is it a diary? Is it some, and they'll just open it. It'll just be lists and lists, pages of what will seem like cryptic notes in code, like John Shepard, Rodney McKay, coffee shop. It's going to end up being coffee shop, then Fem/Fic Rec Friday. Although I'm sure there'll be some Fem/ at the coffee shop. All are welcome at the coffee shop. I mean, the coffee shop AU is for all. But it just so happened that when I was scrolling through my phone, the coffee shop fic was the first one to pop up. And then I realized that it will give me a chance to talk about a fandom that I don't often get a chance to talk about. And this fandom is actually really integral to the popularization of the coffee shop fic, even though people don't realize it. So I'm excited about that. Yes. Oh, Fandom Tea. Fandom Tea is here. I filmed the Fandom Tea video. I just need to edit it, but it is filmed. So I'm excited for you all to see the different teas that came. All of the tea. The teas were good. I had my fave teas. There's some that will be returning in my life permanently, others that will not, but that's okay. Oh, not all tea. I already have a scary enough tea cupboard, so that's right, Caitlin. OTP. Oh, from last time when we talked about the tea and you made the pun DesTL. I didn't find that, but I did find Celestial for the same pairing, but it wasn't quite the same, unfortunately. I was like, missed opportunity. Grim, I have gotten your emails. Yes, I am planning on doing, like I mentioned in the last Fic Rec Friday, a fan Fic Rec Friday. Every time one of you puts an idea that I really like as an idea for a theme, I will heart it so that when I go back, it'll float to the top of the comments and I'll be able to see like, yes, I like that theme. I also like the long fic, nothing under 50K. I like that they put a word count, like nothing underneath. Anything else is short. So we have that. Also, somebody put for crossovers, which I thought would be interesting too. I like the idea of keeping it random, but occasionally popping into themes because that can help us visit some tropes that might not otherwise pop up as frequently, even if they are, even if they are popular and big in certain fandoms, they're not always in others. So depending on where you are, you'll run into them more or less frequently. So yes. Dragon Prince is where you're at. My dad just watched Deadpool 2 and called me after. He's so cute. He called me to be like, Sasha, there's a lot of slash stuff happening in this movie. Deadpool grabs Colossus's ass. I was like, thanks, Dad. Thanks for calling me and letting me know. I'm glad that I was the first phone call. Like, this is important information. Oh. Oh, what fic are you going to start writing, Artemis? I haven't been able to find like anything like Stony Tea. Well, I think there was one or two, but they weren't part of a huge collection or anything. Oh, Shizuko, that would be too much for you. You don't want your parents calling you with fic information. Oh. Caitlin. Oh man. So I just started reading, since the title is Fandoms we're currently into. I just started reading A Discovery of Witches. It's very tropey. It is what it is. It knows what it's trying to do, and I'm here for it. It's not for everyone 100%, but I am enjoying it for what it is. I am well aware of what it is, and yay. Also, I'm reading the book first so that I can hop into the Matthew Good series without feeling any guilt. But as soon as one of you informed me about Matthew Good in this series, well, I had to watch it. I had to watch it. I can't resist vampire Matthew Good. Like, I'm just human. I am just a lowly human. Oh, hey, Katisa. See, a bunch of you were into Critical Role. Yeah, season 2 of Miraculous did end. I saw that. Oop. How kinky is too kinky? I think V-Storm, I think that depends who you're asking. I think that very much depends upon who you are asking. Yes, Amanda, Dream Daddy updated. I want to play the updates. I'm hoping to. Okay, fingers crossed. I know I'm always all like, this time we've got it figured out. Okay, but this time we have some kind of childcare quasi figured out. So once I, what was that? Why am I voguing? So once I have that all set up, again, I always say like, I'll have more time, but like for realsies, I'll have more time. There is only one hurdle, the hurdliest of hurdles. Yeah, the Super Sons have been getting a lot of love. I've been seeing that. How many of you can drive a standard? How many of you drive stick here? Who drives stick? Tell me. Also, someone tell me out what Critical Role is. I'm sure someone has ship memes. I envy you, Natalia. I am learning how right now, and I live in the hilliest of neighborhoods with the judgiest of neighbors, and it is killing me slowly. And every night I have visions of crushing the car into a tiny cube and then setting it on fire. But but I'm getting there, and it's an important, I think, like if you have the time to learn, I think it's an important skill. Like, I mean, the more skills, the better. I mean, I can now steal a fancy car. Hooray. So that's great. Also, my little brother can do it, and I want to be able to do anything that my little brother can do. He will not best me. He will not best me. Oh. It depends where you live. I know a lot of people in cities like can't drive. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Natalia. Like I had an automatic, but then, well, stuff happened and now I have a manual. Don't be a Thor. Hi, Nacha. The greatest motivation for all learning, spite. It's mostly necessity. It is mostly necessity. The fact is I have to go out of the city to drop my daughter off. So it has to happen. It has to happen or it's not happening. In fact, once I get off this stream, I'm waiting till it's late at night so I can drive without there being people and no judgment. So if I stall, I stall. And no one's gonna laugh at me or honk at me or judge me or watch me cry or anything like that. Just me and the open road like a car commercial. Oh my God. Oh, nice, Denton. I'm glad you're liking it. Ben, in Canada we don't. Like it's one. It's just one. So like for a truck it would be different, but like if for a manual car, as long as you have a regular license, you can drive a manual car as well. I mean, obviously you can't just hop in and go, as I've sadly learned, but oh, Epic Joyful, you like the lighting tonight? I think I finally figured it out. It only took months. It only took several months. What is my favorite ship ever? Or at least your top 3, John Lawrence. I did a Q&A a long while ago, I guess, where I just said that I cycle through ships. Like I cycle through ships, and there are some that I always return to, like my constant ships, and some that I return to more than others. But I don't think I'd be able to rate them as like top, not top in the way of best, perhaps top in the fact that I return to them. But oh. What crossover are you trying to write? Set it off. Have you watched Star Wars Rebels? No, I have not, as of yet. Is cable pool one of your constants? Uh, since I'd say, I guess, since I discovered them, I do float back to them. I wouldn't say they're one of the constants I float back to all that often, though. What is my current go-to? Hold on. Since Fit Correct Friday, that's harder to pinpoint because I have so many things open. But if I actually just open the tab of what I was reading, then I should be able to answer that for you. Scroll, 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 scroll. What's this? What is this? Oh, wow. Okay. That is not my go-to. Why is that open? What is that? Okay, come on. Go-to, damn it. Everything's just Rex. It's all Rex all the time. I don't know what I'm into right now. Oh, I guess I went through and read a bunch of fics for Discovery of Witches, the TV series version. It's mostly smut right now, which is what I was expecting. So there is a time and a place for crack ships, Denton. All of the time and anywhere. No, I know what you mean, though. Has there ever been a ship that was ruined for you? Define ruined, Blue Cat. Like, what is it that would ruin? I guess I can ask so I can throw that back, flip that, catch and reverse it. What is it that ruins a ship for any of you? Like, let me know. Like, what is a ship ruiner? I'm trying to discern what exactly it would be that would ruin a ship. Oh, yeah. Oh, Luna, come on. Yes. Me. One you can't ship anymore for some reason. Okay, but like, okay, so nothing penguin. The fandom ruins the ship. Overhype from the fandom. Fandom screwing over the creators, destroying characters, I'm not recognizing them. Star Cruiser never wrote about story. Mainly if I start hating one of the characters. Toxicity from the fandom. Okay. When peeps give me crap for liking it. Well, okay. One ship that wasn't ruined for me, but I'm just cognizant of the behind the scenes of it because I'm aware of it, but it hasn't ruined the ship for me. It's just the ship always makes me think of the real world stuff going on. And that is Captain Janeway and Seven of Nine, which is like a huge femme/slash pairing, a big deal femme/slash pairing, one of the seminal ones that really helps, you know, bolster femme/slash, especially in sci-fi. Unfortunately, in real life at the time, they've reconciled their differences now. There was a horrible on-set relationship between Kate Mulgrew and Jerry Ryan. Really, really bad. And so whenever I think about that ship, I also always think about that and all of the like on-set stories that I heard about what happened. And I'm just like, I like this ship. The ship is good. The works are good. I feel bad for the working environment that happened. Oh. But I mean, it's resolved now. It's resolved now. And like Kate Mulgrew has apologized and acknowledged where she was coming from and what bred it. And like there were so many pressures on Voyager that really, when you think about it and the environment surrounding it, it's unfortunate, but not surprising. So but like that hasn't ruined the ship for me. It's just something I can't think of a ship that has been ruined for me, actually. Like now I'm just going through it's the Rolodex of ships. I can't think of one that I can't ship anymore. I can't think of a reason. Like, I don't know. Oh yeah. They didn't get along at all, Blue Cat. That did not get that. I remember that. They had to go to couple counseling in real life and everything. I know what you mean when you can't when you are going through a tag Luna and then you can't find anything else because it's all that. Yeah. What do you think about Thor Bruce? Thor Bruce can be fun, especially post Ragnarok. Have I seen Bohemian Rhapsody? Not yet, but I want to because I love Queen. I love Queen. And I always felt in the annals of like band history, people skipped over Queen. And I was like, where is Queen? You know, Queen matters. Have you seen the new Sabrina reboot? Part of it. I'm not done. But I am part of the way through. I had to stop and work on some other stuff. Will there ever be a Bird Flash vid? Yes, I hope that there will be a Bird Flash vid. I really do. Oh. Oh, my favorite, We Will Rock You dash We Are the Champions. Yeah, I want to do Lestat and Louis one day too. I really hope that new series, the Vampire Chronicle series, is good. I want it to be good. Please let it be good. I guess I can say that about any show adaptation though. Like, please, can it just be good? The Q&A section. That's my question. Can it be good though? Oh yeah, Ariel, you can totally ship people platonically. It's only in the modern era that like shipping has come to be almost identified universally as a romantic phrase. It used to also encompass friendship as well. It's really post X-Files that it begins to be used to identify solely romantic pairings. Yeah, Anne Rice's relationship with fandom has been fascinating. Fandom reviews just everything. Even her own relationship with her own fiction is very fascinating. She's a fascinating author. I can't stop saying fascinating. Every one of my videos, there's one word that I just fixate on, and like that's the word of the video. What do you like about the Vampire Chronicles? The atmosphere. I like the atmosphere and the melancholy and the tedium of immortality. I like when works can capture that. There's just this sad, it is horrible, it's really romanticized, but there's just this sad, all-encompassing horror of living and loving forever that I really like. Yeah, I've seen American Horror Story. I'm not caught up on the latest one. People keep sending me stuff about Michael though, and Michael is serving up some serious Lestat vibe. So he really is. I haven't, Jolie. I haven't. I haven't had time. There are too many things. There are way too many things, and they're all coming out at the same time. Some Buffy. Oh man, Buffy was one of those great series. Angel was too, where everybody was shipped with everybody. No matter what you shipped, you could find it. There, and you still can actually. It's one of those. It's like it's a once upon a time phenomenon as well. Just everybody all the time, and you can just find it. It's pretty glorious actually. Spander was a big one. Are you excited about the Aquaman movie? Promo. I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, there's some love for Riley in the chat. There was not often love for Riley. DCU has been a painful ride. Oh, have all of you seen the pictures of Henry Cavill as the Witcher? As Geralt? Have you seen it? I don't know how to feel. Everybody just keeps making Lucius Malfoy jokes, and they're making me so happy. Mara looks great. Yeah, no, Ryan, I agree. Like, Mara just looks fantastic. Oh, Denton, are you being a hipster? You were there before it was cool. You were there for the 80s comic The Hunger. And hopefully, like, there are so many things that I hope to get to and to cover, and it's not just ships. Like, there are so many tropes and concepts, and even just videos on the evolution of tropes, because whenever I cover a trope or a theme, I cover it mostly from the Genesis perspective, and they evolve. The thing is, they don't evolve unilaterally. So sometimes you'll see comments on something like ABO, and they're like, "Oh no, it's not like that. It's like this," and it's like, but in that fandom. And so it's like, it's so fascinating because everything is always moving and always in motion. Yes. I can't think about Batman 1960s without thinking about Bat Shark Repellent and the Bat Watusi. I have such fondness for 60s Batman. What's the most obscure ship you love? The most obscure ship that I love. No, I don't know. I don't know how obscure is obscure. Sometimes I think something isn't obscure, or I think it is obscure and it's not. And I don't know. That's one of those questions where when somebody asks it, you just completely blank. Like when someone asks you, like, "Oh, what's your favorite book?" And you're like, "I read books. I book." And you just can't remember anything. I love Eartha Kitt as Catwoman so much. She also has this fantastic 80s like song about being a gold digger. That's just one of my favorite songs of all time. I don't know why I did that instead of lifting the cup up. I have no idea. I'm still trying to think. I'm looking over there because that's where my bookshelf is. And it's like, what obscure? Like, help me. Save me with your pairings contained within your depths. What show was it, Emma? I need to know. What fanfic sites do you recommend? I really recommend an archive of our own. I personally think it has the most comprehensive searching and tagging system, and also has a great commenting system, and tends to be, in my experience, take with a grain of salt, the most positive of the archives to visit in at the time of this recording. Wattpad is very now, like it's very quick, and if something is like trending, there's usually a huge explosion. Tumblr can be okay. I prefer Tumblr for art though. Tumblr, you can get a lot of clapback real fast, and things can get out of control. And actually, like, Tumblr can also do that to like stuff that isn't even on itself. Fanfiction.net is still alive. It's still alive and still trucking, and it's still worth checking out. There are still some good things there. Its tagging system is a bit like, it's not the greatest, but I still do check it out. Every once in a blue moon, somebody posts something on DeviantArt, still a fic, That still happens. There are some kink memes and live journals that are still alive. And there are every now and again some independent archives that live, like the Tracy Island Chronicles that I mentioned, like the Tea and Spoon one, the Doctor Who archive. There are a couple that still live. There's also an Anne Rice one. A couple of the bootleg Anne Rice ones are still up, which is always exciting to witness. I'll always have a soft spot for fanfiction.net. It was the first one that I started looking on. I just find that over time, and I'm after the purges, and I lost so many fics in the purges, that was when I gravitated towards an archive of our own. But I still do go back and check it out. It's just, you can organize a lot by character, but you can't get as in-depth with tags, and you don't have the same exclusion systems that you have on AO3. Any fandoms you are afraid / hesitant to tackle? Yes, for different reasons. Sometimes because they're going to take a long time. Other times just because I know that it's going to not... There are some people who aren't going to want to listen. Let's put it that way. Some people aren't going to want to listen. Yeah, if you're looking for older things, older fandoms, also, if you're looking for older fandoms, be sure to do a general search, because then you might stumble upon one of the older archives if it still exists. Like, oh, X-Files also still has some archives, I believe. DS9 still has its specifically Cardassian-themed archive, Cardassia Sutra, nothing but fics paired with Cardassian. So, like, if you look, sometimes you have to get a bit specific. But if you look, you will find a whole bunch of fics out there. Why do I keep bending? I don't need to bend. Why do I sound so disdainful towards bending? Italia. The Italia fandom is fascinating. It is very fascinating. I hope to go. That's one that's big. Homestuck is going to be a, like I said it right, haha, is going to be a big one just because of all the terminology. I'm sure for those who were in it / around at that time, they remember the terminology phase where everybody was going around trying to convince everybody in all fandoms that they needed to use Homestuck terminology for everything. So I will need to define said terminology. Killing Stalking. I'm glad someone told me about Killing Stalking. I don't think I would have found it otherwise. It's such a fascinating read. It is so fascinating and so dark and working through so many concepts. I really enjoy reading it. It's no secret that I am more than willing to dive into the darkest depths of the dark fic. It could have gotten way darker on Dark Fic or Rec Week. There were some that I vetoed just because I was like, not today. Anybody else remember what was that challenge that the kids were doing with pencils? And there was that video that was like, not today, Satan, not today. I'm trying to remember. We did it at my office. Does anybody remember what that challenge was? Charlie, that was it. Yeah, I remember when that was really big and we all did it in my office and we were watching all the videos about it. Oh, that was a good time. What are the most friendly and open fandoms you've ever been in? That's hard for me to say because I'm such a lurker. I'm a natural lurker. So most of my experiences when I'm not researching things are overall very positive because I just lurk and I don't talk to people. You're who I talk to. I don't talk to people. But On the rare occasion when I do talk to people, the Thunderbirds fandom is really fun. They're nice people. They're very nice people. Mystery Science Theater 3000, when I've dipped in, they've been a fun bunch of people to spend some time with. Most dating sim fandoms are pretty fun too. Hannibal is fun. Hannibal was Hannibal's fun too. Right now, I'm deep into a bunch of video game fandoms. That happens every now and again because you watch one video on YouTube and it thinks that's all you want to watch. You watch one Red Dead Redemption review and that's it. You're gone because you're sitting there like, I could play this game, but I don't have the time. I don't have the time for Red Dead or the money. My goodness. I almost bought it. Almost. I was like, this looks like a good time. I'm ready to live outside the law and kill a whole bunch of people. And then I saw the price tag and I was like, I will not. I'm ready to buy that dating sim that is a spy pastiche for $4 where you are trying to become a supervillain but become embroiled with two spies. So look out for that. Oh, hi, Pugs. Yeah, I recognize you. Can you tell us the name of that sim? Yes, hold on. I bookmarked it. Like I bookmark everything. All of the bookmarks. I have to scroll down because there are a fair few. To the bottom. Come on. Scroll, scroll, scroll. At the bottom. At the bottom is my Steam link. Oh my gosh. Okay. Is it here? Is this it? This better be it. It is. It's called Blind Men. It is by the developer Maneater Games, so you are in for a good time. They're close. Nothing Penguin. They're close. I really want them to be. I think what would help is if they had a bigger influencer / gamer play their demo. That would very much help. Like they need one of the big names to do it, but unfortunately that tends not to be the type of game that they play. So we will see. I'm hoping to, before the campaign ends, play the last 3 characters that we didn't get a chance to play yet. I have a couple more in the pipeline, and also it's just who reaches out to me. I'm not very, like I said, I'm a lurker. I'm not very aggressive in seeking people out at the moment. That probably will change, but at the moment, it's just who messages me. I'm easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm also being emailed. I'm also procrastinating and not thinking about driving. What's a cheap ship? Define cheap. Catherine, I think we should have every relationship with everybody. I don't know what cheap means. Is this some new slang? Am I out am I out of the loop again? Mistress of Yaoi. I don't really consider anything weird anymore. I I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but I really don't. Maybe it's just because people have come to have a bad connotation of the word weird, and I don't. I've read some that are more out there than others, and some that are more odd or different or have a thought process that's a bit harder for me to grasp. But I don't know, when I hear the word weird, I just always think of people who like, just look at ships and they're like, they're all so weird. Like, oh my God, Tony Stark and Captain America, that's weird. Which, I've heard. I've heard so many things. The most, what we would consider plain Jane things is weird. Like, what's your favorite fanfic ever? Okay, I think fanfics are like ships for me, where there's not one, but there is one that I do read pretty consistently, and if I am seeking out ships or like fics to cheer me up or make me feel better, I will always look it up. It is a Watchmen fic. It's the pairing of Night Owl and Ozymandias. It's called Solidarity. When is the next Conversations? Hopefully soon. I'm editing it right now. I'm editing a bunch of things at the same time. Oh, now you need the link? Hold on. Let me get it. It's never far away from me. Let me just hop on over. Linkity link, 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 link. There we go. If I do, oh no, it doesn't meet the cutoff for long fics. Shoot, I was gonna say like if I do long fics, but here, just for you then, just for all of you. There you go. Are we crack shipping again? Is that what's happening? Thorax, everyone. What is crack shipping? Crack shipping is a ship of the outrageous, outlandish, the ludicrous, the impractical, often but not limited to objects, food, characters who have never met. It like there's a range for people. Like some people will consider certain crossovers to be crack, or certain pairings even within the fandom to be crack if the characters say like it really varies. I did a video on it though. I actually did a video on crack shipping. Crack shipping is advanced shipping. What, when you go up to the next level? I remember the Wesley and Riker days. I remember that. It's like a mentor thing. A mentor-mentee thing. But the real winner of that era was DeForge, Data, and LaForge, just because they had the best ship name. DeForge is a great ship name. What are you reading, DeForge? Loki and stripper Loki. I still need to make that Loki crossover pairings video. So many. And now that they're gonna make that TV series, there'll be even more Loki for everyone. How's baby shipper doing? She's doing great. She's doing very, very good. Actually, one of her favorite toys is right here. It's out here. Kitty from Secret Life of Pets. Yes, Ben Quick. There's a plan for a TV series. Is Baby Shipper walking yet? Yes, Baby Shipper is walking, running, climbing, chatting, all kinds of things. Yes, Scarlet Witch as well. Also, Bucky and Falcon TV series, which has led to a resurgence of everybody posting the "Can you move your seat up?" gif. Live, books versus movies live, and they're even getting the same actors. So it's a big play. I think they're making a big play for their streaming service, 100%, to try and really hook people in. It's happening. I said this was going to happen years ago. We're just moving back and towards the era of cable where you have to get multiple packages at the same time. I'm like, it's happening. The plays are beginning. It'll be good for a little bit. There'll be some halcyon days where they all produce like really intense content to get you to sub. And then inevitably years later, they'll all like bundle together and then the content will be like, whoa, and we'll just have to go through the same process all over again. That sounded really cynical. That sounded really cynical. Oh, Doom Patrol Genfic. That wasn't salt. I am not salty. I have 0 salt. Only chill. Ugh. Trying to move. Chill lime salt. Are you excited for Captain Marvel? I'm not excited for much. I wasn't excited for the interview she did, like essentially begging for good reviews, or I was just like, ooh, it's not even out yet. Let me see it. Also, reviews do not guarantee how your movie is going to do. Look at Venom. I mean, just take one look at Venom and then don't worry about it. Books versus movies, it's just like, I don't know if it's burnout or it's just that there is so much. Like, there's just so many choices lately. Yeah, I know, Demi, right? It's just, they're salty. They're salty. They're the ones who are salty. Also, the thing is that a movie can have flaws and still have lots of enjoyable elements in it. It's just, you know. Oh, hey, Cypher. I saw your comment about how you're just going through Dragon Ball Z for the first time. How are you liking it? How are you enjoying your first dive in? Oh, hi, Music Geek. Oh, you're liking it? Nice. Which ones do you want to see, Katie? What's the conflict? Do you need to live at the movie theater all day? Luna. That was intense. Also, Blue Cat, the thing is, sometimes things don't age well either, or they're really well reviewed for their era, and then you go back and look at them, and you're like, what was that? Yeah. So that's the thing too. You have to take everything with a grain of salt. And that's why you should always, when you can, of course. I mean, time is always a resource that we don't have enough of. But when you can, you should always see it for yourself. I never take anybody's word for anything. Never. That sounds so bad, but this book is terrible. This movie's terrible. Or like, this book is great and this movie's great. And I'm like, I don't know. I need to see it. I need to read it. I'm that person who will watch it, read it. Doesn't matter what it is. That's why I read all of the 50 Shades. That's why I read all Twilight. That's why I read The Host. It's just, no, I need to know. For me, I need to form my own opinion. I don't want to form my opinion based off of somebody else's opinion. I want to know what it is that I'm liking or disliking. I need to know. Okay, I'm so cute. What did you think of The Host? Honestly, it was okay. It was very derivative though, especially if you've read a lot of sci-fi. The entire time I've just kind of like yerks, 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 yerks. It just made me really miss the Animorph series that I'd read. I was like, man, I remember Animorphs. Just stop reading, gazing off into the middle distance. Like, Animorphs. That was a time. The thing is, like, everybody can like what they like or not like what they don't like. It's just to be able to come to your own conclusion based on what you've taken out of the material and like your own experiences and the other things you're comparing it to. I feel like it's important to have that relationship with the material by having actually engaged with it. Oh, Ben, what are you writing? What's you writing? Emily. What was the one I read that I actually ended up really liking? Beautiful Creatures, I think. I actually ended up really liking that one. And people were like, it's terrible. Puh. And I was like, I like it. Oh. It was like when people would judge me for skulking around the young adult section. Like, what are you doing here? This is BoJack style. What are you doing here? It's like, listen, I can be in whatever book section I want. The Beautiful Creatures movie gave me Jeremy Irons. For those who are not always here in the streams, you may not know of my odd lifelong crush on Jeremy Irons. Even if the movie's not great, I always feel sad when they don't continue it. Like, but the world must know. Timothy. A series I wish they continued was Inkheart. Inkheart was, I love the Inkheart series, and I didn't think the movie was that bad, but it didn't. Yeah, Jeremy Irons is okay. I wish that was the Genesis. I wish, but it's not. He was on Sesame Street once. Jeremy Irons was on Sesame Street once when I was a child. Yeah. There's no embarrassment here. There's no shame here. It's just share. You know what? So I shared, what's your oddest celebrity crush? He was also in Brideshead Revisited. Yes, I love the Brideshead adaptation with him so much. I have so much more fondness for it than the remake. Like it book, that series, and then the remake with Matthew Good. I love that book so much. I could just talk about that book. That's one of those books where I could just be like, oh, sit down. Oh, adult Simba. Oh man, I remember the Brendan Fraser days. For you, was it George of the Jungle? Like, what did it for you? Viggo Mortensen, but only as Aragorn. Nice, bringing the Teenage Witch. Yeah, I hear that. Oh my god, I'm blanking on her name. That's so bad. I was like obsessed, and like I'm blanking on her name. Oh my god. Who is this? Well, I mean, I guess like Gillian Anderson also, but she's just like flawless forever. That's not something you're embarrassed to admit. That's something you can say in public and no one will judge you. Willow for a while too, like Willow all the way. Well, Dark Yasha, I mean, I don't know if any of them are really odd. I'm just leaving it open for those who consider it odd. I don't really consider anything odd. Lena, but not as Cersei. Why not as Cersei? Now I need to know. Yeah, well, yeah, David Tennant over here also. David Tennant's one of those people who I did go through a phase where I watched everything that he ever did. It's like, David Tennant's in it. Take my money. Kind of also like that with Tessa Thompson. Like, Tessa Thompson's throwing a wallet at it. I mean, Yul Brynner from what? Like Westworld Yul Brynner? King and I Yul Brynner? Like, tell me. I need to know. Phase, I'm still here. I'm so excited, actually. Okay, that's something I am excited for. I rediscovered excitement for that new Men in Black, the new Men in Black with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. So, yeah, that's a thing I guess I'm excited for. Oh, yeah, 10 Commandments, Yul Brynner. Ramses. Yeah, there is a new one. I don't know how it's gonna be. I'll be there. It's a franchise that why is my voice cracking? It's a franchise that I think, like, just based on its premise, is something that can, you know, potentially be rebooted with ease if written correctly. Oh, Prince of Egypt, Moses. Damn me, taking me back. Prince of Egypt, Moses' wife. Like, just... Oh my god, Seal. This is the best chat. This is the finest. This is the quality content. Oh. Oh. I know, Caitlin. It's always like it's a good Christian chat. Okay, it's family friendly. Oh, my hair is just not behaving. Now go get the bagged mail. I just like saying, you know, the line, like, my name is Inigo Montoya. Like, there are certain lines that are just fun to say. Oh man, Psych is is my show. Speaking of families, how's yours? My family's good, Zane. Thank you for asking. Oh my god, Indian in the Cupboard. There's a flashback. I remember Indian in the Cupboard. I loved that book. And I did like the movie. just toys coming to life, you know? There's toys coming to life. I can't. Like, I wished I had a cupboard like that when I was a little kid. Oh my goodness. That one, Small Soldiers, even though Small Soldiers makes me sad, but but I still have a soft spot for it, but I can't watch it without being sad. I'm so baffled by Toy Story 4. I'm genuinely baffled. Oh, Ariella, because Phil Hartman was killed during that movie, and then they had to edit around him and edit him out, and it was sad. It was sad when it happened. Captain Floor. Well, Captain Floor is the best ship. Forget Captain Swan. Captain Floor all the way. Oh. I've lost the thread. I've lost the plot. That's all right. Oh, I'm so sorry, Winter Snow. I know that you know that I'm not telling the truth. I don't know what's happening, Demi. I don't know what has happened. I've lost control. I should seize control of the chat, but I don't want to because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I love it when it gets like this. Not to say I don't love a dedicated theme, but the random is also fun. We never follow the plot. True that. We're shippers. This is how we got Broner, and that was a very happy occasion. So I wouldn't trade that. I'm swirling my straw into an empty glass, and that's just very sad. Oof. We create subplots. Broner's the only reason I wouldn't get rid of Craig. Hey, Luna, in the update, maybe there's some more Craig content. Maybe this is the update you've been waiting for. This is going to sell you on Craig. This is his time. Are we still naming crushes? Is that what's happening here? Because I'm just a thirsty person, so that could just be that could just be the rest of the chat. Oh. I saw that there was a new jogging mini game. You can actually jog. Hooray! Well, now we're thinking about that. Jason Isaacs. Specifically Jason Isaacs from The Patriot as Lucius Malfoy. I'll never forget. They love to play The Patriot in history class for us. That was just, there's just like, oh, kids, let's watch this totally historical movie. The Patriot. And I remember we're supposed to be there caring about him killing Heath and all these other characters and those damn Brits and like the war, which is always harder to get into because we're Canadian, so that's technically our side. But anyway, I'm just there like, but Jason Isaacs. Of course it's not accurate. That's just like how English teachers have that fetish for showing Dead Poets Society over and over. I saw that movie about 4 times going through school. English teachers love showing it. I still need to film that surprise ships on it because there's a bunch of shipping in that fandom. But my goodness, do they love to show that movie. I love that there are so many different conversations happening right now in the chat. My goodness. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't even think at this point one should go in to historical films looking for any kind of accuracy. Maybe an accuracy in theme and vibe. Oh, are we now just saying movies that our teachers made us watch in school? Because what else did they make us watch? There were a bunch. I'm trying to struggle back. Like it was a long time ago. So I gotta struggle back. I'm like, what movies did they just have us watch? I'm just like, Anana. I'm like, nobody cares but Anana. Oh yeah, The Streetcar Named Desire. Yes. Oh yes, Schindler's List. For us in French, we had to watch it in French class because history was in French. So yes. Anana is a French cartoon about a pineapple that teaches you French. He's a pineapple that goes on adventures. He's an anana. Same with Catcher D. He was an alien. You got to watch Osmosis Jones in science class? Side note, bringing it back to shipping a bit, Thrax from Osmosis Jones he's very shipped in a lot of crossover pairings out there. Oh, Amadeus. Yeah, Amadeus in music class. Well, several music classes because that's a long movie. Oh yeah, we watch Bill Nye all the time in class. Good night, D. Why did you watch The Ring? I have questions. Which Romeo and Juliet? Like modern, like Baz Luhrmann version, or like older, like 70s version? '90s Hamlet that wasn't Lion King. Oh, Troy. Troy also in history class. How did I forget about Troy? Troy. Oh, iRobot, also in English. My English teacher just really wanted us to watch movies. But that's not, no, Artemis, it's not. This is so fascinating. I haven't watched Redwall, the animated series. No, I read a lot of Redwall. I love the descriptions of food in Redwall where it just goes off on tangents about what they're eating. I'm like, yes, all of the food, all of the things. Oh, hold on while I regain control. What are some of your favorite book fandoms? Let me know. What like tell me what book fandoms are you really into? Book fandoms don't get as much love, and BookTube is often treated as a completely separate entity. So, like, what are some of your book fandoms? Percy Jackson, Carry On, The Picture of Dorian Gray. I can't not say it like that, sorry. Good Omens. Vampire Kisses, Harry Potter, Lunar Chronicles, Great Gatsby, Star Wars, Animorphs, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh, there's a decent Stephen King like fandom as well. Like, I mean, like shipping wise and stuff like that. Oh, the Phantom of the Opera is like intense in its shipping fandom in a good way. A good kind of intense. Yeah, that series really didn't do anything for it, did it? To bring more awareness to it. Winter Snow. Not for this. I'll put manga more in a comics category. Watership Down. Nancy Drew. Let's see. Oh, Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. Yeah. Hardy Boys. I'm always looking for more. Oh my God, that's terrifying. I'm always looking for more books to read and the like. I'm burning through Discovery of Witches. So when I finish the next two, I'll need something else. Although sometimes, admittedly, it is nice to be in something with a very, very small fandom. So you know it's not going to have any drama. I like short stories too. There's some very good short stories. Short fiction and short films are often ignored, and they do have some very good work amongst them. I really like LeVar Burton's podcast right now, LeVar Burton Reads, where he reads short fiction. It's really great. And if you're interested in like maybe hearing some short stories you haven't heard before, and like you were a fan of the Reading Rainbow and you want LeVar Burton to read to you, then that is definitely a podcast for you to check out. Other podcast recommendations. Not at the moment. I've fallen a bit behind on my podcast game, to be honest. Most of my listening time now is spent listening to audiobooks, largely for books that I'm planning on doing something on. Right now, I'm still listening to Good Omens. The Good Omens read is very good, but it's very long. So long in a good way. It's a very compelling narration. Oh my gosh, Stargate. Oh, Stargate. Huh. Okay, let me not just like drift off into a reminiscence bubble about Stargate and leave you all here. Does it have to be Stargate or can it be Stargate Atlantis? Hold on. Oh my gosh. I always forget his name. That's so upsetting. So like, yeah, I can fandom. Where is he? Stargate. It's a gate of stars. Stargate Atlantis. Form of the ship I'm looking for. Form of the character I'm looking for. Oh, it's going to be like that, is it? You think that you can get away from me like that because I've blanked on someone's name? You think you're not going to give me what I want? You're going to give me what I want. There we go. John the Shepherd and Todd. How good is Stargate? That's subjective. I like Stargate a lot. I like most things. I like Stargate a lot, though. I genuinely do. Oh. And Karen, is that genuine or sarcastic? I can't tell. I loved, yeah, Todd the Wraith was great. I love Todd. There was that one arc where he had to feed off of Shepard and suck his life force out and then give it back to him, and then the whole like vampire thing back and forth. There was some really good fics about like the connection between them, because the Wraith could do that to form a like a subservient and worship bond with humans. So the fact that that wasn't what he was trying to do, but they had to do it out of necessity, created a very interesting dynamic that some fic writers really played with. And like there was some really dark, interesting fics about that. Oh, genuine karaoke. It's hard to tell sometimes. Good night, Catherine. It's hard to tell via text sometimes. Yeah, some of the live journals are still going. I fell off of live journal a bit when the purges were happening, because so much of my stuff got purged that was really disheartening, but a lot of it did survive. It's just when you're losing things left, right, and center, it just feels like the world is crumbling. It does, Emma. It does. There are people who maintain it, and I completely understand why. Like its formatting is still very intuitive and very easy to use. It's where the remaining kink memes still live too. Ah, I'm popular tonight. Have fun finishing your paper, Demi. Let me catch up. Oh, books versus movies. The purges were cullings of fics off of archives for being inappropriate or violating the archives rules, or getting a lot of flags for violating the rules. It mostly extended to NC-17 work. It very specifically targeted male-male pairings and any queer pairings in general. But at the time, especially, lots of femme slashers, because femme slash had its genesis, like its big digital genesis after Xena, didn't feel quite as welcome in the already male-dominated archives, they felt like, in terms of shipping. So some of them branched off and created their own archives. And so those were there, and that some of the work was housed on the main archives, but not as much as the male stuff. But a lot of queer stuff got deleted. A lot of NC-17 stuff got deleted. And a lot of anything that was deemed to be too sensitive material got deleted. And also eventually it could be turned against certain ships that people didn't like. So that was going on for a period until eventually, like, people who were running it realized that it was really curbing people's like creative freedom, and they weren't like wanting to write there anymore. And ultimately this led to the creation of an archive of our own, which it has a whole manifesto basically about making sure that fics can stay up and they can be appropriately tagged and people can write what they want. And they're very dedicated to maintaining a tally of fandom history, because so much was lost during that period. So that's part of why they're so popular, because that is the creed under which they were created, which wasn't something that had existed in the archives before that. Even though stuff like that doesn't really happen so much on the archives anymore. Like some of them, especially fanfiction.net and LiveJournal, really have that history on them. And fanfiction.net also has the addition of the copyright purges that happened for when authors didn't like fanfiction. Anne Rice was a huge one for that, threatening. And also for songfics. Songfics came back, and you can still find some of them, but there was a time when they were everywhere. And then they were just like almost overnight, just gone. It was so bad. Like, the history of fandom has been very fascinating. It's been very interesting, and it's had lots of ups and lots of downs. And the thing is, why I'm so fascinated in cataloging the history of it, it's because the internet moves so fast that a lot of times things are forgotten, especially things that happen inside of fandom. So like you can have an extremely crazy shipping war, a really toxic fandom, or some horrific incident happen, and then it will be completely forgotten. And people will look back and be like, that fandom was perfect. And it was like, I was there, Gandalf. I was there, Gandalf. And so I think it's important to chart. I think it's important to chart how things were, how they are, where they're going, to keep tabs on fandom and on ourselves. It's like fandom has such a long history, and like people even from before the digital age have sought to track it and maintain it. And now it's easier than ever to be able to do so. So I think we should take advantage of it. Oh, Quizilla. Oh, yes. Quizilla purges. Yeah, Mue Star. And so like the words would be incorporated oftentimes into the fic. So they would be like thematically worked through in the fic, but also they would be in the fic as verses. They could be diegetic or non-diegetic. It really depended upon what the author wanted. So, but because they were the lyrics of a song, there was a time when the internet was really negotiating what copyright meant. And I remember this because there was a time when I was making fan vids where all of a sudden, for the span of a couple of months, my vids were straight up deleted. Like not even claimed, but just straight up deleted. There were, especially for people who made fan vids, there was this negotiation period of what they would allow to stay up and what they would take down, and what was fair use and what was promotion and what wasn't. And it took a while. For what helped ultimately was when YouTube added its linkage and monetization system that allowed advertisers to have ads and also to put links to their own materials on the fan vids, which ultimately led to a lot more of them staying up, because then ultimately they could just put their link underneath and link to the original source, which eventually when that happened, it made most companies a lot happier with having the fan vids up. But not all of them were. Some of them still are extremely claim happy. Viacom, my Steric video is still down, and I'll see if I ever deal with that or if it's worth it to deal with it. Did you get to re-upload those vids? Not all of them. No, not all of them. Actually, I lost about 60 vids in that. I think there are still like a good 100 or so up on my old channel, but 60 of them were gone and lost. I have them still on a DVD, but some of them, I think some of them didn't make the transfer and some of them were lost forever. But yeah, some of them I'm sad about, but you know, what's you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? Things happen. Oh. Oh, it's, you know, it is what it is. That was often the reality of fandom back in the day, that things could just vanish. That's why I have a print folder, because it was very much the reality that it could be here today and gone tomorrow. You never knew if suddenly somebody was going to crack down on something and like take it down. You were like an outlaw. Oh. They're not that good. Uptown Dog. Yeah, I still have my folders. Actually, like I still need to do a Fic Rec Friday based off of those old folders that I have full of fics. That I have the first Cheric fic I ever found in there. Why are you angry again, Luna? The dirtiest type of outlaw. Yeah, that's the thing, like Karen, like some of the fandoms, like they never recovered, or people moved on and like they just didn't care enough, you know? Why do you want to speak Spanish without explaining why? Is this going to be a Spanish chat now? That's the plan, Artemis? Just straight up Spanish chat? Mm. Do you have a fanfics that can only be accessed on your phone? Well, you have a phone, don't you? It's too soon. It's too soon for jokes like that. Oh. Pequeño. Not a lot. Enough to get by. But like not like better than Donde está la biblioteca, but like not good enough to have a full-on conversation with a native speaker at full speed. So oops. Oh, Luna, that sucks. Oh, nice. That's good to hear, Screen Squinty. The chat is always random. The chat does what the chat does. The chat does what it wants and goes where it feels. It prowls and stalks late by night. Maybe that one would take a decent amount of time because the history. No, don't start Despacito. No. Do you have a Twitch channel? No, I do not. That's the same with me, Anna. I can read it way better than I can speak it. I can read it a lot better than I can speak it. No, eat tonight. No. Dang. Ah. It depends what side of the Zootopia fandom. It can get real smutty in the Zootopia fandom sometimes. Real smutty. Oh, Sims 4. Sims 4. Favorite fandom from the 90s and early 2000s. Back in those days, I was a bit more active initially. So, favorite fandom, Dragon Ball Z, I would have to say. Dragon Ball Z and the Vampire Chronicles, because we all felt illicit with our contraband fanfiction. You have a Zootopia coffee shop at you? Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged fandom was also really fun. I still quote Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. There's always time to say screw the rules. I have money. Mr. Shipper can't watch 80s Tron. It gives him motion sickness, so I haven't seen it in a while. Oh, you have lots of Dragon Ball fics in Spanish? See, I started saying in Espanol. That's the hard thing with reading it. When I read it, I start to try and speak it. I'm catching up. I'm catching up with the chat. Well, if you love Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z ship is currently winning the vote for the end of this month slash the beginning of next month's video. So that will be an interesting one actually. If it continues and actually sweeps and wins, that will be interesting. I didn't know it was so big in Mexico. It's not Goku X Yamcha, no. It's actually a canon ship. Every now and again, I like to throw a canon ship on there because I always get comments that are like, "Oh, it's a canon ship," but you can still ship a canon ship because inherently, when you ship something else, you are rejecting the canon ship, meaning that ergo, it is possible to ship it. So yes, you can ship canon ships and add more material to them or expand upon them, or that happens a fair bit as well. So it is a canon ship. It's Yamcha and me. Yes, Caitlin. Yeah, that's what it is. Elena got it too. Yeah, I picked it because there's some interesting history surrounding it. There's interviews with the creator and stuff about it, and so yeah. Also, it will give me a chance to officially discuss purging. Woo! Bye, Vegeta Bulma Smut. Child me was sad. Oh. Everyone would oh. Piccolo and Gigi. Should treat her right. Raise your son right. Android 17 and me. I think I kind of need that in my life, Uptown Doc. At what age did you start reading fanfic? Hold on. That means I was 12. Yes. 12. Had to think about it. I have to think about how old I am now. So 12. Oh. I can see that read. I've read some good ones for that read. Ugh. Yep, grade 7 all the way. Middle school. Middle school crew. For those who haven't watched my Q&A, the first fanfic I ever read was Link and Zelda, and it was because my friend printed it out and brought it to school, and we all read it in the cafeteria together. And he printed it off. He was like, "Can you believe this thing I found?" And he brought it in to show to all of us, and I was like, "Oh!" And like for them, it was like, "Ha ha ha, so silly." But I was like, "This has changed my life." This changed my life. I looked at the little link on the top and the fanfiction.net and, you know, ran home. Like, ooh, where is this from? Because I think it was from there. It might have been independent. I don't know. All your female Goku hookup needs. I found that was the year I just discovered everything. Like I discovered fanfic, I discovered fan vids, I discovered manga and started collecting Shonen Jump. Like it was when I read the Vampire Chronicles. It was a good year. 12 was a good year. Well, Robert, I think everybody has their own because it's always changing, right? So even the people coming up now will experience something different and unique because it's not stagnant, it's ever changing. And so even they will experience their own shifts and what's popular, where it's housed, how it's created, what's deemed acceptable, what's not. Like everybody will have their own unique experience with it. It seems to be more ubiquitous now, but at the same time, it's still not exactly mainstream in any way. Mm. Oh, you say everybody ship with everyone, 100%. Uh, I am enjoying this mightily, but I have to get off and do some more work. So I need to finish some editing, send some emails, read about some coffee. And so it was fun. I missed all of you the last couple of weeks when we didn't do this. So this was very fun. And we will hopefully, barring some eventuality, do it again on Tuesday, next coming Tuesday. I will have vids up for you soon. Thanks for spending some time chilling and enjoy the rest of your night, day, whatever it is. And I will see all of you soon. Bye-bye.